and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we have a new pick a card reading, but before we dive into it, I have such a special announcement. My jewelry company Luna Gem is sponsoring today's video, and if you want to step into your goddess energy this year, if you want to manifest different things in your life, working with gemstones or crystals is one of my favorite ways to do so. And we make the most high vibe crystal jewelry, and our crystal bracelets are the most popular item that we have. We use the most highest quality gemstones, and we also make our beaded bracelets with gold fill, so you can wear them in water. They do not tarnish. They are such high quality, and we make them according to your wrist size so that they fit you perfectly. And I love wearing my crystal bracelets because you can use them for evoking more of your inner goddess. You can also use it for manifesting. So if you want to manifest more love in your life, more confidence, more abundance, we have all different types of gemstones that evoke different energies in your energetic field. And I personally love wearing my different gemstone bracelets whenever I'm wanting to evoke more confidence or better speaking or other things in my life, whatever I'm trying to magnetize. Even if I want to magnetize more beauty, there's different crystals that you can wear to evoke that in your energetic field. And we also make tons of other jewelry on the site as well. We have rings, we have necklaces, we have earrings. There is so many different types of products that we have, and we also have different crystals that you can use for meditation or for decorating around your home to evoke more of that beautiful energy around your home. And I also love our selenite bowls because you can use them to actually recharge and cleanse your crystal jewelry or the other crystals that you have. So selenite is a really powerful crystal for cleansing and also recharging. So I love leaving my crystal jewelry in there because for one, it just looks really beautiful, and it also helps cleanse and recharge. And again, we just have tons of other stuff on the website as well. So if you want to take advantage of the huge sale that we have going on right now for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you can use the code BFCM to get 25% off of your entire order, which again, this is one of the biggest sales we do all year. So if you want to take advantage of that, I highly recommend now is the time while we have this massive sale going on. Everything will also be linked down below in the description box for easy access. And if you are curious about what kind of gemstone is going to match you the best and what kind of gemstone is going to bring you the type of energy that you are seeking, I also have a free crystal PDF that I will also link down below that you can download, and then you can use that as a cheat sheet to kind of see which crystals are the best for you based on what you're trying to manifest or the energies that you would like to call into your life. So all of that will be linked down below. And right now we have a special discount for the holidays where you can use the code HOLIDAY in order to get 20% off of your entire order. So I highly recommend taking advantage of that while we have this sale going on. If you want to treat yourself or get a gift even for somebody else, now is the time to do so. So again, you can use the code HOLIDAY for 20% off, and all the information is also going to be linked down below for easy access. And thank you so much for allowing me to sponsor my own videos. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right back into today's pick a card reading. Hello my loves, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we have a new pick a card reading all about your month of January of 2025. This is the first reading of 2025, like the monthly readings. I'm so excited to get into it and just welcome in this new year energy. I always love the new year energy, and I'm so excited to tap into spirit to bring you information for your highest good at this time, all about what you can expect through your month of January, the first month of this year of 2025. I'm feeling such good energy myself, and I'm just very excited about this. If you are new here, hello and welcome. I read the tarot cards and the oracle cards, and I connect to angels and spirit of 100% pure white light to bring you through information for your highest good at this time, all the things that you need to know. And the way that this video works is I have 4 different groups in front of me, and you are going to use your intuition to find which pile your intuition is calling you towards the most. Your intuition knows exactly which pile is going to have all the relevant information, exactly which pile is going to resonate with you to bring you the information that you need to hear right now all about what you can expect through your month of January. So the way that you tap into your intuition is your intuition usually speaks to you very quickly, and a lot of the times you will be visually drawn, like your eyes will like dart towards one of these 4 groups. Occasionally, you might find yourself drawn to multiple groups, and that's just because there's multiple messages for you in today's video. So you'd go ahead and watch all the ones in which you are drawn to, but most of the time there's going to be one that stands out amongst the rest, and that is your intuition calling you towards that one, because that is the one that is going to be the most relevant and accurate for you. So you might find yourself visually magnetized towards one of the groups. One of them might stand out amongst the rest. You might just get a different emotion or feeling about one of the piles. Or if you find yourself having difficulty visually tapping into one of the groups, another thing that I like to do is I take my hand and I will hold it over each of the piles, kind of just observing what I feel energetically from the piles. And there might be one that stands out again amongst the rest. There might be one where you feel a more magnetic pull towards it, or you might get a hot or cold sensation, or there'll just be a different emotion that draws you into that group or makes it stand out in some way. Again, if you are drawn to multiple groups, that's absolutely okay, and that just means that there's multiple messages for you, but of course, usually most of the time it's just one that will stand out. And trust your first initial reaction, because that is your intuition. Your intuition speaks so quickly and it is so fast, so trust whatever that initial reaction is. Don't overthink it. Trust that initial reaction. And then once you're done choosing your pile, there's going to be timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box so that you can easily navigate through this video and skip right ahead to your personal reading all about your month of January. I am so excited to get into it. So also, with all of that being said, for those of you that like to see a close-up of the crystals, let's go ahead and show you a close-up of each of the crystals. So this one is a piece of amethyst on pile number 1. So if you find yourself drawn to the amethyst crystal or to group number 1, then that is going to be your pile. Over on group number 2, we have this beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz crystal. So if you find yourself drawn to the Aqua Aura Quartz or to group number 2, then that is going to be your pile. Then over on group number 3, we have this beautiful piece of Malachite. So if you find yourself drawn to the Malachite or to group 3, then that is going to be your reading. Then over on group number 4, we have this beautiful Angel Aura Quartz crystal. So if you find yourself drawn to the Angel Aura Quartz or group number 4, then that is going to be your pile. So those are the different group options for today's video. Again, take as much time as you need. Even pause the video if you need to take more time, but also trust that first initial gut reaction that you get, because that is your intuition speaking to you. And there's timestamps linked down below so that you can easily navigate through this video. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, my group number 1s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the month of January. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so beginning with your Astro Dice, let's see what January has in store for you. Ooh, so we have Jupiter, the planet of abundance, success, expansion, good fortune, in the zodiac sign of Scorpio, which is the zodiac sign of transformation and metamorphosis, being in the 2nd house, which is the material realm. So it's all about your finances, your money, the things that you own, all of that. So it looks like the month of January is going to be one of transforming and expanding your material world. Perhaps this is a month where you are really thinking about ways in which you want to transform your financial situation. Maybe you're thinking about things that you would like to invest or create in your future. And maybe you're going to be making some changes this month in order to get more in alignment with expanding your abundance and also just expanding what is possible for you. Maybe some of you are going to look into how you can climb the ladder in your career, how you can kind of get to the next level. Perhaps some of you might even be going through some form of career up level this month. Maybe that's something that you've already had planned out. Perhaps that's something that is already kind of coming in and already presenting itself as an opportunity for you. So I definitely see those energies coming in. Either you're going to be planning it or that transformation is going to be fully taking place this month. In fact, for most of you, just since we have Jupiter in Scorpio here, I feel like this is your transformation month of getting more into alignment with the money assets that you desire, with investments, and also with accumulating and creating the material things that you desire in your life. So perhaps there's going to be some opportunities for that coming into your life, and maybe you're going to be doing some certain purchases this month or career shifts that are going to welcome in more abundance for you. So that's all really exciting stuff. And let's go ahead and see what other energies we have playing out through the month of January for you. All right, so this card wanted to come out. We have the 7-star sisters. This says birthing creations, tapestry of life and expression. Birthing creation. Some of you, you might have had some sort of like creative endeavor, and perhaps this is a month where that creative endeavor, you are birthing it into this world. And maybe that's going to be what expands you in your abundance, or you are thinking about something like this, planning something like this. You are thinking about what you want to bring into the world, what you want to create, and how that could financially expand you, and what new opportunities that could open up for you. But there's definite new opportunities coming in this month that you're either, again, planning or you're unveiling, and they are going to be coming into this world and you're going to be reaping the rewards of it. Also, the expression energy that's on here too. I'm also hearing that some of you may be kind of expressing more of your ideas and your plans and your desires, which is also going to help call in more opportunities for you. So maybe you are marketing yourself more. Maybe you're talking more about what it is that you desire to manifest. Therefore, you're having uplifting conversations where other people are either encouraging you, giving you more ideas, or even connecting you to the right people to help you make these dreams a reality. For those of you that rely on clients in order to make your money, the 7-star sisters, I'm seeing this being calling in more clients, calling in more people, calling in more just networking, like really just expanding yourself when it comes to opportunities and money and all things like that. This could even be friendships that you have in your life that are really encouraging, and some of you might even have a plan with a certain friend or something like this. You might be creating like a plan of how you guys can expand together or even collaborate together in some way, or something like this. There's going to be conversations around these types of scenarios, which are going to be greatly beneficial for you, or at least they're going to put you in touch with the right people that are going to help you with your material dreams and your visions that you desire to bring into this world. We also have perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. I also think that you're going to be gaining a lot of good perspective on some certain situations that you're just getting like a bigger picture when it comes to maybe certain things that you were struggling with, or maybe certain fears or doubts that you had regarding your dreams or desires or things like that. I'm also seeing that you're going to get this zoomed out perspective that's going to really help you see the bigger picture and really help you see the more infinite possibilities that are available to you. I'm also seeing that if any of you were having difficulty having someone understand you, or kind of trying to get somebody to see your perspective card coming up, you are going to be able to find common ground with this person, to be able to understand each other's perspectives, to be able to understand each other's wants and needs, so that all of you kind of benefit in the end when it comes to all of this. Oh, and then we also have Hyrith. So this is a really interesting card that I'm excited to talk about. So longing for home, homesick for the stars. Some of you, okay, this is actually connected to being a star seed. And this is a word that I believe is like Welsh, but it basically means that we're longing for something that we can't quite put a finger on it. So maybe some of you, there's this longing for an experience where you're like, I can't quite figure out exactly what it is, but I long for something more, or I long for something bigger. This is a month where you are going to be defining more of what it is that you desire. You're also going to be getting into alignment and getting a clearer perspective on yourself and your bigger purpose. You're going to be getting a clearer perspective on what makes you happy and what you desire to create in your life. The longing for home energy as well is also making me feel like for some of you, you might, like if you live away from home, there might be opportunities to see family this month or connect with family. Some of you, you might notice that you are talking to your family more, like maybe you're wanting to connect with them more, see them more, hear from them more, and things like that. So that's also another aspect of this card as well that you might be feeling through the month of January, is just like this, I want to connect back to family, back to my roots, back to home, and kind of gain that support too. Maybe there might be this longing for that old nostalgia. Then we also have the Page of Wands coming up for you as well. This card fell out on the floor, but the Page of Wands is when we have a new inspiration coming in, something that lights us up, something that excites us. This could also be really exciting conversations coming in. So when it comes to the people that you're connecting with, your friends, even your family members, there could be some exciting news that you are thrilled to share, even some exciting news that other people are coming to you with. This could also be a new undertaking or a new inspiration where you're kind of like getting a new invigoration or spark for life and for your routine, even hobbies. New inspirations are going to be coming in this month. And let's see what else we get here for you. So we also have Temperance being reversed. This is also going to be a month where you're looking at different things that maybe you were overindulgent in, or things that were imbalanced in your life. Because when Temperance is reversed, it talks about the things that we were imbalanced with, or even the things where we were too caught up in distractions, or too caught up in getting quick fixes, or bad habits that aren't really that good for us. It's kind of like all those different imbalances. It can even be imbalances when it comes to our work-life schedule, and imbalances when it comes to us putting time towards the things that matter most to us. So that's going to be a theme also coming up for you, is like this realization of maybe I'm not spending enough time on the things that do matter most to me, and maybe I need to make more room for that. And perhaps this is also what we're getting a zoomed out perspective on, kind of gaining perspective on how can I make room for what matters most to me, and kind of let go of the things that don't matter as much. Then we also have the Six of Cups. So yeah, longing for something from the past is coming up. This longing for something from the past. So part of you, I'm feeling like you're very excited about the future and very excited about this year, because it looks like there's new opportunities that are going to be coming in for you. But at the same time, there's this calling to the past, or at least calling to your childhood. So this could again be seeing family this month, or this longing to at least like connect with your family and talk to them more, kind of just feel as if you are connected to them more. This also could be people from your past. So people from your past might pop back up and ask how you're doing, or you might hear from people that maybe you knew in your childhood, things like that. So Six of Cups can indicate all the different things from our past coming back in, and maybe there's somebody from your past that really wants to connect with you, or again, friends and family members, that there's just this longing to connect with them deeper and kind of fill that, I don't want to call it a void, but at least find more fulfillment in that area of your life. So let's see what else we get here. There could also be something from your past, like a past hobby that you're like, I want to retake that up. I want to reinvigorate that in my life. So there could be some sort of like previous hobby that you used to do that you're going to be reinvigorated with. So that's coming up. We also have Five of Swords coming up, being reversed, which I love this card in the reverse position because it indicates resolving conflicts. And this could either be internally or even externally, or it could even be both for some of you. So if you've been having any disagreements or conflicts, or if you've had to deal with some form of confrontation, or if you've had to stand up for yourself in some way that maybe you haven't done yet, this is the month where you are going to be having those important conversations, standing up for yourself, kind of laying down certain boundaries that are really important to you. So this could be with work, this could be in your home life, this could be with friends, family members, all kinds of different things, right? But when this card comes up in the reverse position, it is the resolve of this conflict, but this could also represent internal as well, because sometimes we go through internal conflicts where we can sometimes be our own worst enemy. So for some of you, this might be showing up as the internal resolve of old ways of being kind of too hard on yourself, or kind of like negative, or things like that. It seems like this is a more calming, peaceful month of resolve and expressing what's really on your mind and getting the support that you need, kind of really connecting to people that are very supportive of you, and connecting with family members more is going to be definitely a theme here. So let's dive into our next cards and see some more information that we can find out about your month of January ahead. Let's see. So my group ones, what else can you expect through this next month? Ooh, okay, let's see what we have here. So we have true self. Part of you, I feel like, is wanting to be more true, more authentic, and you might even be discovering more about yourself, in fact, this month. You might be discovering more about you. This says connect to soul, feed inner guidance. Or does that say feed or heed? Heed inner guidance. Okay, purify energy. I do feel like you're going to be removing things that don't align to the new vision that you have for yourself. You're going to be removing things that do not align to the new vision that you see for yourself. And maybe you've been creating a new vision for this new year, for this new you, and removing some of the things, removing some of the habits or patterns, behaviors that don't align to this new you. I feel like you're going to be breaking down old boundaries and things like that, and more connecting to your soul's real energy, which is going to feel like you're getting into more alignment. We also have surrender and flow, ride the waves, tap into flow state, and let go. If any of you have felt blocked in your life when it came to taking action, this is a month where you're going to be surrendering and flowing. If you felt stuck with like writer's block, or what do I do, or trying to tap into new ideas, trying to tap into a new energy, I feel you tapping into a new energy this month, and it's going to allow you to flow where ideas seem to flow to you really easily. Inspiration seems to flow to you really easily. Opportunities, people inviting you to things, all kinds of energies like that. It seems like you are really in alignment with this flow energy. Things seem to be moving. So rather than staying stuck or stagnant, things are definitely moving ahead for you this month. And it's like I feel like it's going to be a productive month. And you're also surrendering to like the natural flow of things too. So let's see what else we get here for you. We also have reclaim. So this is kind of reclaiming your power, but also this is represented by a cat, and cats resemble the divine feminine. So reclaiming your power and dominion over your life in terms of allowing yourself to be creative, allowing yourself to nurture yourself, allowing yourself to like nurture and self-care, because that's the divine feminine, and you're reclaiming your power and your ability to balance that and to do that. We also have ancestors coming through, and this is really reminding me of connecting to family as well. So again, we have this theme of like connecting to family, or even connecting to loved ones that maybe we feel like we've kind of neglected the relationship, and we just feel like we should put more effort towards these certain people. So that's going to be coming through as a theme this month as well, and kind of just reinvigorating those relationships, reconnecting to them. This is definitely a month of being around people a little bit more and being around loved ones. And let's also get an archetype card. I'm curious about your archetype this month, the archetype that you are going to be kind of shifting out of, and then the archetype you're shifting into. We have guide coming out for you. I also feel like some of you are on a more spiritual path. When this card comes up, I just get this feeling like some of you are on a more spiritual path, where you're kind of wanting to connect to more spiritual things, creating a more spiritual routine in your life to kind of connect more to, I don't know, the spiritual side of yourself. The light attribute represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. You're going to see more of the divine. You're going to see more of the spiritual energies and your connection to it. The shadow attribute places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. So one thing about when the guide comes up, the negative attribute of it can talk about when we question our inner guidance, we question our intuition. It can also be when we question signs that we get. So for example, if we ask the universe for a sign and then all of a sudden we start seeing angel numbers, or we start seeing other certain signs, it's kind of when we don't fully even trust what we're seeing, and we're still just like, oh, but spirit, give me another sign, give me another sign. So one thing that's coming through this month is I feel like you're going to be more connected to your intuition. You're going to be more connected to your inner guidance, and you're going to be more connected to receiving and seeing the guidance of the universe and being able to trust in it more, being able to trust in yourself. And I feel like it's because you're getting into more of your own kind of spiritual routine, which is helping you, it's helping you trust in that guidance more, and it's helping you trust in yourself more as well. So let's go ahead and get into our last oracle cards here for your month of January. So they entered your life for a specific reason, to support you in a way that only they could. So anybody that, you know, is possibly in your life, or somebody that's like important to you, people enter your life for a specific reason. All people enter your life for a specific reason. There's always a deeper purpose behind it. Then we also have the journey is the process. The journey is the process. Who we become on the journey of attaining our goals, we always have to shed and become higher, become better, and you're connecting more to that true self this month. We also have, this will all feel kind of terrible until it doesn't. So when it comes to resolving those particular like conflicts, either within yourself or with other people, however that is going to show up for you in your life, a lot of the times confronting those things and going through the process of resolving them feels kind of terrible at first, until it doesn't. Because right when all the things are resolved, all of a sudden the energy clears. All of a sudden we can breathe again. All of a sudden we feel liberated, we feel free. And so anything that we have to deal with or face that might seem daunting, it might seem scary, even overcoming our own fears and doubts, facing our fears and doubts and overcoming them and challenging ourselves to expand through them. It can all feel kind of terrible until it doesn't, until we get to the other side of things. And then on the other side, we know that it was all worth it at the end. We can look back in retrospect and be like, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I overcame that. I'm so glad I confronted that. I'm so glad that I just pushed through and did it, even though it was kind of terrible at first. But sometimes those terrible things are so necessary in bringing us where we're meant to be, bringing us to the other side, bringing us to liberation. So that is what we have here for you, my beautiful group number ones, your month of January. It definitely looks like this is a month of stepping into expansion. This is definitely a month of stepping more into abundance, being able to transform to attract more abundance, and then also just connecting with more family, connecting more to your spiritual side, your spiritual self, finding more balance and doing all of that. But yeah, welcoming in more abundance and doing transformations in your life to where you can get more done, doing transformations in your life that are going to unlock more opportunities to bring in more money. Some of you might be transforming, like if you, for example, if you work with clients or you sell products or something like this where you have to create your own prices, I'm absolutely seeing you charging more of what you're worth, transforming those things to welcome in more abundance, doing things with your schedule so that you feel more abundant in your time and in your resources. I see you making transformations when it comes to how you save your money so that you're getting in more alignment with your goals with that. Like this is a year where I think you're really getting into alignment with your financial goals, with your material goals, the things that you want to purchase, buy, and invest in. That is really coming through. You might even be investing in career or business in some way this month and being inspired to invest in yourself for your success that you want to create, for the vision that you want to create. And again, for others of you, this could also be things such as a promotion or a bonus or a transformation within your work to allow in more and more growth and more expansion and all those different things. So it looks like it's going to be a really good month regarding all of that and being able to clear out old things that were blocking you, being able to reclaim your power, reclaim more of your value, and putting more of that value into yourself. Getting into the flow state when it comes to productivity and work and all those things. So that is what we have here, my beautiful group number ones, all about your month of January ahead. It looks like you're getting a very good start to the month, and I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number twos, if you chose this pile, this is gonna be your January prediction. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So starting off with your Astro Dice, let's see your month of January and what we have for you. So we have Venus in Leo. Ooh, Venus in Leo in the 8th house. So the 8th house is the house of shared assets, intimacy, inheritances, even taxes, like all kinds of things like that. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and money. And Leo is the zodiac sign where it's like confidence, being in the spotlight. It's the energy of the heart chakra and being able to expand the heart chakra, but also your confidence and the spotlight and things like that. So all of this together, a couple different things that I'm seeing for you is that financially, this is going to be a month for you where there could be more money coming in, more support coming in. This could either be emotional support or support financially. This could also be kind of like unexpected money coming in that we weren't really seeing. So this could be like a tax refund or a tax benefit or like unexpected money from someone that is just like, oh, hey, like I forgot about Christmas. Here you go. Like, just things kind of like that are the 8th house energy. Whenever Venus is in the 8th house, it definitely makes us more prosperous, but usually the 8th house is sort of like unexpected ways. It's usually in a way where we weren't really expecting to see the money, but all of a sudden it just sort of like comes in, or at least more support in some way, shape, or form comes in. This is also if any of you have needed loans, or you've wanted help with paying like student loans or something like this, where you're kind of wanting to feel more abundant in all of those things, either pay off debts or all kinds of stuff like that. This is the alignment of bringing in that sort of energy. Another couple different aspects that I'm seeing here is if any of you have wanted more connection or deepness in your relationship, Venus being in Leo in the 8th house, Venus being in Leo in the 8th house is when we are also getting more recognition from our partner, more support from our partner. So if any of you are in a partnership like that and you've wanted more deepness, more connection, more understanding, more depth, more romance, all of that, this is also creating the environment for that and to kind of be the spotlight, to be more noticed. Sorry, my throat is kind of crazy. Be more noticed and recognized by your partner. Sometimes in the morning, especially lately, I've been having like kind of on and off allergies. So if my throat is just like making all kinds of raspiness and all of that, that is why. But yeah, it definitely looks like a good month for welcoming in kind of like unexpected money, unexpected support, deepening of like any intimate connection that you have in your life, and feeling more recognized and more seen in those areas. And Leo's definitely like that spotlight kind of energy. Also, I feel like when Venus is in Leo here, there's just this message too about you feeling more confident. And I feel like you're going to feel more confident in regards to like money, and also in regards to depth and figuring things out, and even a depth of understanding yourself is kind of coming through, and feeling more confident in areas that you used to feel like you wanted to hide or repress, because the 8th house can also deal with the aspects of ourselves that are like private or repressed or things like that. I'm also seeing you bringing like a sense of healing to those areas, to where all of a sudden they're not really bothering you anymore, and you're like, I feel really confident. I feel really good. I feel more confident to be deeper. I feel more confident to be myself. I feel more confident to kind of like shine my light more. So that is also another aspect coming through within our Astro Dice there. We also have Pearls of Wisdom. So anything that you've also needed to uncover and figure out, any aspect of your life that you felt confused about, there's going to be answers coming in for you regarding all of what you've been kind of needing to figure out in your life. So Pearls of Wisdom indicates like finding those answers. If there's something that you've wanted to do or create in your life that you've needed more information on, and maybe you've needed to like, I don't know, ask the universe, like, show me the way, show me the way, show me how, you're going to be getting those insights this month as well. So uncovering insights. If any of you are on a spiritual path, by the way, where you're kind of like seeking more spiritual wisdom, or seeking more wisdom about how to manifest or how to transform your life, or uncovering the secrets of the universe, we'll say. I'm just getting a random message for some of you that are kind of like on that path, that this month you're going to be receiving a lot of kind of like downloads or realizations or epiphanies or information that is going to bring a light bulb for you, like where you're going to have one of those light bulb moments of, oh, that's how you manifest love, beauty, and money. That's how you get into alignment with more confidence and more tapping into your higher self, tapping into the life that you truly desire. So those informations are going to be coming through as well this month. We also have heart libations. And then we also have nurture yourself. This is also going to be a month of you connecting deeper to what you really desire in your life. Connecting more to what your heart really wants, and also healing your heart, because this Leo energy, Leo is connected to the heart, but Leo is also the zodiac sign of confidence. It's also the zodiac sign of being in the spotlight, shining your light to its fullest exuberance. And this could be a month for you where you are doing some inner healing around self-worth, around self-love, tapping more into your heart energy to also unlock it more in order to get deeper. So for some of you who might have apprehensions when it comes to opening up to people or going deep with people, or having people see the deep aspects of you, if you've had apprehensions with those things, if you tend to be much more of a private person, this might also be a month that's calling you to open up and be a bit more vulnerable. So perhaps that's going to come up either in your relationships, or it might even come up with maybe you having a certain desire, but in order to kind of move towards that desire, it kind of calls you to have to open up more. It calls you to have to be more vulnerable and to kind of have and embrace a little bit more confidence in yourself. So that is really deeply coming through here. And we also have nurture yourself. So this definitely is going to be a self-love month of healing heart blocks, healing your inner confidence, and stepping more into your light, unlocking more of the heart. So that's really coming through for this month as well. And let's go into our tarot cards to get some more information for you for the month of January. But it looks like there's a lot of themes already coming through this month, my group twos. Let's see what else we get here. We also have the Devil coming up. So yes, oh my gosh, ways in which you have been or felt restricted. This could be putting restrictions on yourself based on your own beliefs, like beliefs such as I'm not worthy, or I'm not good enough, therefore I'm not going to, open up, or therefore I'm not going to move forward in this area of my life because, it's kind of like feeling oppressed or almost oppressing yourself because there could be fears or doubts that stop you from fully stepping into your confidence or your light or moving forward in some way. This could also be where we have felt oppressed before by other people, and we're worried about the judgments or the opinions or the confrontations that might come up from us being our true selves, from us revealing our true selves. And one aspect of the 8th house, because the 8th house is sort of our private matters. And something that I'm sort of hearing is that perhaps you felt more of a private person when it comes to your life in general. And perhaps there's also a conflicting feeling of like, but I do want to liberate myself. I do want to be more open, more confident, more out there, more real. I want to be seen for who I really am, right? Not oppress who I really am. This is going to be something that comes up this month. The Devil can also talk about patterns or habits or even addictions that do not serve us. And that might come to the surface this month, but I'm mostly feeling for the most of you that this has to deal with like confidence, your own inner confidence, and being able to unhinge yourself from your current kind of cage that you keep yourself in. And it's all kind of stemming from maybe a lack of confidence or a lack of self-worth, a lack of seeing your value. This month, oh my goodness, Venus in Leo, this is time to wake up your value. Another thing that you might even be receiving here with this 8th house energy is people really encouraging you, or at least feeling this energy of encouragement around, it's time to open up and see my value. It's time to step more into my light, into my confidence. You might even have a calling for that in some way. You might just feel an inner calling to step more into that this month and overcome the cage or the oppression that perhaps you felt stuck in before. We also have Three of Wands, so this is the expansion into a new journey. Three of Wands is when we get inspired and we almost get ready to expand ourselves. And we're ready to take on a new journey and open up to new possibilities. So I do feel like there's an inner calling for you to open up in new ways to new possibilities. And the Three of Wands can also indicate when we have people that are supporting us. So this could be like friendships or our partnership or somebody in our life that's kind of really encouraging us to step outside of our comfort zone, to do something, to push ourselves beyond our normal limitations. I'm almost seeing this, like if any of you have seen Lord of the Rings before, I'm almost seeing this image of when Sam is about to cross the line of the field where he's like, I've never gone farther than this in my life. I've never seen more of the world than this in my life. And I almost feel like this is kind of going to be a sort of theme that comes up for you in the month of January, where you're going to have to cross this line of like, oh, I've never like opened up in this way before, or I've never pushed myself beyond this current limit. I've never allowed myself to go for more, go for greater, or, you know, step outside of my comfort zone in this way. This month is really calling you to do that. In this Three of Wands energy, I feel like you're going to have encouragement. I feel like you're going to have this inner calling, like it's time to push myself into a little bit more. It's time to push myself beyond my normal limitation. We also have Knight of Wands coming up for you. This is when we're going for it. We're taking a leap of faith into something, and we're also just being spontaneous, saying, okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do it. There also could be some form of inspiration that's going to lead you this month, some sort of exciting news that might come in, an exciting opportunity that might come in, or even an exciting vision on your part that you are striving towards this month that I feel like is part of this unlocking your confidence and also expanding yourself. The Knight of Wands can also sometimes indicate some form of like movement in your life. So it could indicate like a planning an actual move or doing something where there's just so much more momentum in your life. And let's see, let's try to get another card. Ooh, that was fast. We also have the Chariot. Yes. Okay. So forward moving energy is like huge this month for you. You are going to be unhinging yourself from previous limitations. And the Chariot is momentum. It's also breaking down old obstacles. It is when we start feeding the side of ourselves, the more encouraging side of ourselves. Another aspect about the Chariot is sometimes it resembles having a choice. So you might be confronted with a choice this month, the choice of like, do I stay in the same or do I decide to go for more? But it might require you giving up an old path. So that opportunity is going to present itself, but when the Chariot comes upright, it indicates that we're deciding to move forward, and it indicates the momentum and the breaking of old obstacles in our life. So whatever choice that you have, it seems like there's going to be the breaking of the old obstacles that used to hold you back and opening up into more. It's also interesting, we have just such good cards coming out for you. I really feel like this is going to be a month of overcoming just old insecurities, overcoming parts of yourself that have really needed support, and finally being able to receive that support and achieve that kind of support in your life. We also have feel emotions. So this is also going to be a healing month for you. Heal emotions. So understanding your emotions, inner guidance, and validating the self. I feel like your emotions have been really calling you towards making a change in your life. And this is a month of taking on that opportunity to be like, okay, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to listen to those emotions. I'm going to finally act on them. But I also feel like you have people in your life that are also kind of encouraging you to act on what you feel, because maybe you've been talking about it for a while. Maybe there's something that you've been saying for quite some time, like, oh, I'm going to do this, or, oh, I really want to do this. And I feel like you have people in your life that are really saying like, do it, go for it. Oh my God. And they can't wait for you to do it. But it's really getting past the self. And this is a month where I feel like you're getting past the self that's sort of been in the way. the old fears or doubts that have also been in the way. And then we also have, divine timing coming up for you as well. I love this card. It also has master number 11 on it, which indicates higher learning and rising up. And it also indicates overcoming obstacles, learning from them, integrating them in order to rise more to your higher being and your higher self. This says, trust the universe, follow the flow, And then also patience and signs. So trusting in the signs, trusting in that inner guidance, trusting in divine timing, and knowing that you are in the right place at the right time. So when this card comes up, what I'm getting as a message for you from Spirit right now, actually, is that you are not behind on anything. If you feel like, oh, it's too late for me to get started on this, or, oh, I need to wait longer for the right time, trust in divine timing. If you are getting a calling for something, that calling comes in divine timing. So you would not be getting the call if now was not the right time. The call wouldn't be there. So if you have that inner calling, that inner pull towards something, it's because now is the time to take action. You are not too late. It is not too early. If you have the calling, it's because your soul says, okay, we're in alignment. Let's go towards it. Let's start taking action. You would not have the calling if it was not the time to take the action. Your soul knows exactly when the right time is, and your soul has been calling you to act upon those things. So let's see what else we get here for you. We also have the paradox card coming up. There is such interesting paradoxes in the universe. Like, I don't know if you've ever kind of like thought about certain things before, but a paradox is when two truths exist at the same time. So something like saying, oh, I can't and oh, I can. Both are correct. That's the interesting paradox of both of those. So whether you tell yourself you can or whether you tell yourself that you can't, either way, you're right. And isn't that a weird paradox? You'd think that only one of those things could be true. You'd think that only, like if I can't do it, then it means I can't do it. But then that would mean that there's no other option of being able to do it. But no, the weird paradox is like, whether you tell yourself you can or you can't, either way, you're correct. Either way, you are correct. So I feel like you're going to be realizing this interesting paradox, and the universe is really calling you to look at those interesting paradoxes and to make a new shift this month. So realizing that the story you tell yourself is also the story that you become boxed into. It's the story you end up painting for yourself because you are the narrator, the creator, the architect of your universe. So whatever you tell yourself, whatever you write to be your story will be your story. So I'm almost getting this message from Spirit. It's like, it's time to wake up into main character energy. It's time to call your power back. It's time to face that interesting paradox and change your story. So that random message is coming through there. And we also have Ascension, which I was really feeling for you when I was looking at the divine timing card. Like I just felt this energy of like rising up even like your hope for your future and ascending to more possibilities, rising in your energy, feeling more energized. That's a topic that's coming through, feeling more energized. And let's also get an archetype card here to see your old archetype that you were versus the archetype that you are stepping more into during this month. We have the Rebel card coming out for you. Ooh, this is fun. So I'm getting a few different messages already off the bat, but we're going to read this first and then I'll get into what I'm feeling. So the light attributes is challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. Then we also have the shadow attribute, rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. So Something that I'm seeing within the Rebel card is that maybe there's two different sides to this. You're either on the spectrum of where you are really scared to kind of be a rebel, to speak your truth, to stand out, to really be seen. Maybe that made you uncomfortable, right? Or you were on the other side of the spectrum of being a rebel and really challenging authority, but it was more from a place of like anger, or from this place of like, oh, this is just who I am. It's coming from kind of more of a toxic energy rather than doing something for like the actual good of the bigger picture. So it could have been either or of the spectrum. But this is a month of stepping into the positive rebel archetype, which is challenging things in a way in which there's a higher purpose. There's a true, real higher purpose, not from a place of anger, from a place of like, I want to see the good come out. So rather than approaching things from a place of anger, from a place of fear, or from a place of feeling not good enough, or feeling like you're not worthy enough to kind of like have an opinion or anything like that, this is now your time to step into your light, to stand up for what you really believe in, to realize that your beliefs, your feelings, all those things, they're valid. So now it's time for you to kind of confront them. It's also time for you to rebel away from the old version of yourself that you no longer want to be, that you no longer want to continue. This is your month of stepping more into your inner rebel and being like, you know what? I'm no longer going to listen to the old me, the repressed me. I'm no longer going to listen to guidance from people who are not on a path that I want to follow, because why are we listening to guidance from people who are on a path that we don't want to be on? Because that doesn't really make sense, right? If they're not on a path that we want to be on, how are they going to give us advice that's actually going to help us get where we want to go? That obviously just doesn't fit, doesn't correlate, does not compute, does not work. So the rebel is like, I'm going to start taking my own advice. I'm going to start forging my own path, regardless of, what other people think or say about it. It's really just stepping into your independence and your authenticity. And that's the light rebel attribute. Okay. So we're not talking about the negative rebel attribute. We're talking about the positive rebel attribute. And that is what you are going to be stepping into this month, is that positive side, realizing that the rebel does have a positive side and that you can be a rebel and it can actually liberate you. And it can actually be a very positive archetype to take on when you take it on in the right way and in the right form. So let's see what else we get for you. Any last messages from Spirit for your month of January? You might also have a friend or someone in your life that embodies the rebel archetype. And perhaps there's going to be like an inspiration to kind of take on some of those characteristics, or you might even have somebody like an idol or an inspiration that kind of takes on more of that lighter, positive rebel archetype that you might find, again, inspiring in some way. And if so, this is calling you to embody more of that, because the things that you're inspired about in others are actually aspects of you that are waiting to be awoken. That's why you find inspiration. That's why you resonate with it within other people. That's why you find it inspiring, is because it's an aspect of you that your soul resonates with, and your soul says, oh yeah, that's my truth. So it's time to step more into that. Then we also have never make yourself small for anyone. I love that this card came up for you, because that just makes so much sense coming up for you. Never make yourself small for anyone. We also have, you can search the entire world to find somebody to love, but there's no one more worthy of that love than yourself. So this is a month of self-love. Realize that like the one person that deserves your love the most is yourself. And so it's time to also love yourself equally. Okay, then we also have, how can you shift your perspective on this feeling, emotion, or question? So when it comes to things that make you feel negative or fearful, doubtful, how can you shift your perspective on that feeling or that emotion or that question? How can you shift your feeling? What's a different perspective that you could take on? Then we also have see it through to completion. So this is about not giving up on the things that you start. If you have a vision, don't give up on it. Otherwise, you know it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's the thing. Then we also have, I am in full alignment with my physical vessel, emotional body, and etheric spirit. I am in full alignment. That's a beautiful affirmation. Say it with me. I am in full alignment with my physical vessel, emotional body, and etheric spirit. So that means you're listening to your inner guidance, your inner wisdom, your inner soul, your inner spirit. When you align with what you emotionally feel, when you align with what your body's been telling you physically, when you align with your etheric spirit, so those inner callings that you get, those inner feelings, those moments of resonance where you're like, oh, I really resonate with that, or oh, that really inspires me. As you honor those and realize that those are all aspects of yourself, you get into full alignment with yourself. So that is your month of January, my group number 2s. Those are all the different themes that are going to be happening through this next month and all the different energies, the advice from spirit. It looks like it's going to be definitely a good transformative month for you in quite a few different ways. So thank you again so much for joining me here for today's video. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number 3s. If you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the month of January of 2025. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so my group 3s, let's see in your Astro Dice what you can expect this month. So we have Jupiter in Gemini in the 7th house. The 7th house is our intimate partnerships, relationships. It can even be business partnerships, but it's all the important close relationships that we have in our life. So that's coming up as a major theme for you through the month of January. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, expansion, being in Gemini. Gemini is the mind. It's also connection. It's the twin. So it's finding like the proper connections. For those of you that chose this group, I almost wonder if either some of you are taking a relationship to the next level, or taking a connection or opportunity with somebody to the next level, planning something to the next level. Or if you have been trying to call in a particular connection or relationship in your life, this is the month that you are going to be connecting with the right person. And all of that. So it depends what side of the spectrum that you are on here, but there are multiple different kind of like ways of looking at this. So again, it is a general prediction. So I'm just like pointing out all the different kind of things that I see within this. And again, if you're trying to call in a particular connection, such as like a business opportunity, business partnership, finding the right friends, finding the right partner romantically, you know, things like that. If you're trying to call in a particular connection, if you're trying to call in more clients in your business, like things like that, calling in these intimate connections, this is a really good month, good fortune of connecting to the right people. If you've been trying to find the right doctor to solve something for you, if you've been trying to find the right person to help you in your business, like this is all of that kind of energy. Again, for those of you that maybe aren't calling in somebody this month, but perhaps you have a really deep connection with somebody, maybe you're in a really intimate partnership, or maybe you're in a business situation, and this would indicate being on the same page as this person, and also taking things to the next level with this person, because Jupiter is this planet of expansion. So it's expanding what's already there, or bringing in good fortune with whatever you're trying to call in. So all of this is like really good energies for relationships for your month of January. And yeah, it looks like connecting to the right people, having the right conversations. Perhaps some of you are going to have some really insightful, expansive conversations with the important people in your life, with the significant connections that you have or will be making this month. There's going to be some really enlightening, expansive conversations and expansive connections that you're making. We also have Poet coming up for you. I wonder if some of you are like writers by any chance. There's also a lot of other messages that I have with this card. This could be, for some of you, signing an important contract, because Gemini can definitely deal with contracts. And when it's in the 7th house, it's sort of this binding kind of thing. So some of you, there could be an important, like, for example, there could be like a business deal that you're signing, or there could be like signing for an apartment, or, you know, just things like this, contractual things that could be coming through. This even could be marriage contracts, or planning things for your partnership. The Poet is like the scribe, and you can see his book with these pens. This could also talk about really deep conversations, really important conversations. This can talk about finding the information that you need and connecting to the right people to get that information. Conversations and people are going to be one of the most important, highlighted aspects of the month of January for you. For those of you that are into writing in any way, or communication, or if you're learning something, if you're in school, this is going to be a really productive month for you of learning, integrating new information, and expanding yourself in completely new ways. Connecting with people that are going to help you expand, networking with people. There could also be a message that you get from somebody, or a really important message that you send out because of what you're, you know, because of how you're networking, what you're finding. There's like important messages from people. Like Jupiter in Gemini in the 7th house, the fact that we have Poet coming up, there's going to be either a really important message that you are receiving this month, somebody expressing something to you that's really important, you learning something that's really important, or even you sending out and having the courage to send out a really important message this month. So this is some big stuff here, my group 3s. I can't believe it. There's some really significant energy for you this month, but let's see what else we get for you regarding your month. We also have Devotee, so this is also the energy of commitments. So this could be finding the right people to commit to, finding the right job to commit to. This could also be proposals, taking the relationship to the next level, being devoted, right? It's dedicating yourself to something for your future, signing a really important contract again, things like that. So also angel number 22 is the connection angel number. So networking, finding those right connections. We have so many parallels happening within the cards and within this. You might also be making really important promises to yourself this month. So another thing that I'm seeing is this could be, there's many layers to this. So on top of this being connected to your important relationships, I am also seeing that this month you are going to be making certain promises to yourself, and you're going to be really committed to those promises that you've made to yourself. I'm almost seeing this being, some of you have written some really good New Year's resolutions, or at least maybe you're going to be inspired to this month if you haven't yet, and you're going to be really dedicated to making those things happen. You're going to be so dedicated to them. You might even have friends or other people that are dedicating to certain similar things as you, and you're almost going to be like holding each other accountable, doing these things together to really stick to them and to hold each other accountable and make it so that there's more of a dedication to it. Then we also have 2 more cards. So let's see, we also have the Oracle. This one says lead, ask, listen, trust. So this is you stepping more into that leadership position this month. And also the conversations that you have are going to be really significant, especially with the people that you are connected to this month. There's going to be some really significant conversations that are going to lead you to the exact answers that you've been needing in your life. We also have Dancer, shift, dance, enrapture, embody. I also see you getting past old inhibitions, and the dance is making me feel like there's gonna be something to celebrate this month. There's gonna be some like good news that you're like, ooh, It's going to be celebratory. Some of you also might be taking up some form of exercise that you find really fun, or just feeling more revitalized, feeling more energized. And there's like a fun energy. But I'm also feeling that like there's a fun energy because there's something to celebrate this month. This could be dealing with this important contract or all the things that we were talking about before. But there is going to be things that you are excited to celebrate. I'm also hearing that the 22nd of January is going to be pretty significant for you. And then there could be some sort of like really important event or celebration or something like this that is going to be quite significant and exciting, something that you are really looking forward to. And there's also just going to be an upbeat energy that you have through the month, like an upbeat energy. And even on days where you do kind of like have that tiredness or have that sort of, because there's always ebbs and flows, you're going to be able to shift back into that good mood quite quickly. So the harder moments or the more tired, lack of energy kind of moments are not going to be very long-lived through the month of January. I see you actually looking back at January thinking like, oh, most predominantly the energy was really like up. The energy was really invigorated and alive in the month of January. Oh, we also have the Nine of Cups showing up for you. The Nine of Cups is the wish card. This is literally the card of getting a wish, getting a manifestation and feeling really fulfilled by it. So there is something quite fulfilling that's happening for you, my group threes, this month, like something that you've been hoping for, wishing for. There's like a type of fulfillment that's coming in for you. I really feel like there's going to be something to celebrate, something that you are achieving that is like a celebration. This is exciting. Oh, I'm excited to see what comes about for you. I got goosebumps right now. But yeah, the Nine of Cups is like getting to an achievement and really seeing that achievement coming together. And it's also a card of deeper fulfillment. So, yes. The next card that we have is the Eight of Swords being reversed, which I love that this one came up reversed because Eight of Swords, when it's reversed, talks about a liberation and a freeing of yourself in some way. So this could be freeing what's truly been on your mind. Like if you felt like you couldn't express something to someone, it could be the revealing of that. It could also be someone who has been scared to express something to you that you are going to be hearing from this month. Perhaps somebody's going to deeply express their truest, honest, deepest feelings for you. Or there's going to be like an opportunity that somebody's going to present to you that you didn't expect. This is like either like some unexpected, really good news, or it could even be you opening up in ways that you haven't opened up before. And let's see what else we get here. My group threes, your month of January. We also have Four of Swords. I also feel like this is a month where you're catching up on sleep. So even though the energy is like really revitalized, I feel like the energy is revitalized because you are also honoring your sleep and your rest. I'm also hearing that if any of you were having anxieties and worries, those are kind of going to calm down and calm away. There's going to be healing around that. And I feel like there's more relaxation coming in when it comes to being able to rest and rejuvenate, which is going to be the thing that sort of livens up your energy. Some of you might even be really dedicated to like a meditation practice. Perhaps that's going to be something that really revitalizes you and makes you really inspired and feel in alignment. So some of you might be doing some certain like internal meditation practices or manifestation rituals or things like that that kind of really get your energy into alignment, and maybe that's why you're seeing like such big results this month. So some of you might be doing things like that. Four of Swords, I'm also hearing a message that if any of you were waiting for something to happen, you were waiting for somebody to open up to you. You were waiting for somebody to say, let's take the relationship to the next level. Or you were waiting for a response from your dream job, or, all these different scenarios, whatever it is. If you were waiting for something, whatever you were waiting to hear from, especially regarding other people, this is a month where you're no longer going to have to wait. The answer is going to reveal at some point this month, but you might feel Like it does take some time. Like I feel it's going to happen more mid to the end of the month. We also have the World card showing up being reversed as well. This one indicates that we're like close to completing a previous chapter of our life. And the things that are going to happen this month are leading you to the closing of an old chapter. And you're like on the precipice of opening up something new, opening up an entirely new doorway. I also feel like your world, you are kind of looking at how you're wanting to shift things. Also, old projects that didn't get done. Ooh, things that were kind of left on the back burner that didn't get complete. This is going to be a month of like catching up on those things and completing them so that you no longer have to worry about them. You no longer have to think of them. They're not on your plate anymore and they are done. And yeah, so this is going to be a month of playing catch up with those things as well. So it's getting all of those things done and out of the way. And let's see what else we get for you in these next cards. So we also have Inner Child. This is going to be a month of like, I just see laughter and I see fun, especially when we had the dancer come up as well. I saw this laughter, this fun energy, this playful energy where you're going to have time to like celebrate. You're going to have time where there's things to like look forward to, where you're connecting with people that really bring out this laughter, this fun, this joy, this expansive feeling. Like joy is literally the word for this. And it's going to come through the people that you are seeing this month, the people that you're connecting with, the events that transpire with those people, the celebrations that happen because of that. Inner Child, sometimes this card coming out can also indicate that we are spending time with certain children, like maybe if you have children or if you have like nieces or nephews or things like that, it can indicate like really positive times with them. We also have Empath coming up for you. So I also feel like you are a very aware kind of person and your empathic abilities are going to be stronger this month. So this says connecting to the self, cleansing, boundaries, and holding space. So creating proper boundaries in your life, I feel like you just feel more liberated to do so. I also feel like when it comes to protecting your energy, because sometimes when you're an empath and you pick up on unwanted energies and sometimes it influences you and you're like, oh, I don't want to take that on. I also feel like you are learning how to create certain boundaries so that you're not taking on unwanted energy, so that other people's energy doesn't influence you. I'm also seeing you having boundaries when it comes to your happiness, because there might be people that perhaps like whenever you share happy news with them, they're like down about it, or they tend to bring up, oh, but what if this happens? Don't get excited yet. And you're like, oh, don't take away my excitement. Like, damn it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes those people just kind of exist. And when we're an empath, sometimes we take on those energies really deeply. Like if we have a conversation like that, and then all of a sudden it really affects how we were feeling about a situation. I feel like you're going to have better boundaries when it comes to who you share information with, and also boundaries when it comes to like just taking on other people's emotions, not letting it affect you so deeply, and realizing that like you can shut off the empathicness with those conversations and protect your energy a lot more. So I feel like you're also going to be doing that. We also have cleanse and release. This one says clear blocks, listen to your system, let energy flow. Whenever this card comes up, I always get this message around diet, cleaning up your diet and doing like a cleanse when it comes to your body. So cleansing and releasing that. It also could be clearing like old emotional blocks, old emotional inhibitions, things that used to stand in the way of you fully expressing and being yourself, letting energy flow. But also, yeah, listening to your system. I'm really getting a message about honoring your body more, honoring what your body has been telling you, especially when it comes to what you've been consuming or, you know, things like that, and getting into more alignment with just trusting and listening to your body about what it needs and what it wants and what it prefers and what makes your body actually feel good. So, diving into some more cards here. Let's see my group threes, what else we have for the month of January for you. We also have Get Creative. I usually see this card as bringing a gift, because doesn't this look like a stork bringing like a gift or something? I feel like you're gonna receive some sort of gift or some sort of surprise this month. But on the other hand, Get Creative is just, you could also take that literally as getting creative, but I am really seeing a message in there about receiving something, receiving some sort of special gift. This could even be a gift from spirit or a gift from your guides, like a realization or a really important epiphany. Or it could be a physical gift from somebody who's wanting to gift you something. We also have paradox coming through. So there's some interesting paradoxes that exist in the world. And paradox basically is when two things are true at the same time, but they contradict each other. But they're both true at the same time. It's like those weird contradicting kind of themes of the universe, which the universe is kind of like a big paradox. This card actually came up, I believe, in the last group or like one of the groups so far. And one of the most perfect examples to kind of paint this paradox picture for you is if you tell yourself that you can or cannot do something, either way, you're right. So whether you believe that you can or whether you believe that you cannot, either way, you're right. How can both of those exist at the same time? They totally contradict each other, right? But at the same time, it goes to show the underlying truth that whatever we believe creates our reality. So if you believe that you can do something or if you believe that you cannot do something, either way, you're right. Whatever you believe does become your reality. So it's one of the interesting paradoxes of the universe. And I feel like for you, you might be realizing some interesting paradoxes. There might be certain realizations that you have this month that completely contradict old beliefs that you used to have. And it might completely call you to revamp some of the things that you used to believe to be true. But this is going to break things down in a really good way. So it's this paradox of learning and higher learning and breaking out of old limitations and old limiting beliefs that kind of kept you stuck. So that's going to happen this month as well. And let's also get an archetype card to show the archetype that you were versus the archetype that you are becoming and transferring into this month. Oh, we have the angel card coming out for you. Ooh, this is so fun. Okay, so the angel archetype. The light attribute is helping those in need with no expectation of return. The shadow attribute is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Okay. So, few different messages that I am getting here for you. When it comes to the old archetype that you are stepping out of, is maybe the archetype that either lacked belief in higher guidance or lacked in belief that you could see or perceive the higher guidance, lacking in belief of yourself or all of that. I actually feel like your angels are coming through this month for you. There is like angelic guidance that's coming through. I'm also hearing that people pleasing, you're stepping out of people pleasing because this line here of acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. I'm not saying that you're trying to mislead anybody, but one thing that I'm hearing from this is like this energy of feeling the need to act nice to people when they don't deserve it, or, and everyone deserves to be acted nice to, especially when you can hold that higher vibe. That's actually a really beautiful thing. But you shouldn't do it in a way that suppresses your authenticity. There's a way to be authentic, but kind and angelic at the same time. So it's not about being angelic and just sweeping things under the rug and being so kind, even when you feel not good. And some of us have a tendency to do that. And that's a deep message that I'm getting for you here actually, is perhaps this previous old tendency to always pretend that things are okay even when they're not. And that's not necessarily a good thing. There's a way to act angelic and stay bubbly and kind and all of the good things. There's a way to be that, but also honor your authenticity so that you're not misleading others, so that other people don't think like, you know, like if somebody mistreats you and then you're just like, oh no, it's totally okay, don't even worry about it. Like, it's like, but then they kind of, you know, think that whatever happened was like totally okay. And then you start realizing that people start crossing boundaries more and more, or you're constantly repressing things. And that's not a good feeling. Oh my God, when we have to repress like our truth, it literally actually doesn't feel good. It feels like we're kind of stomping on ourselves. And I see that you're going to be stepping more into the higher angelic frequency, which is like real angelic guidance is never going to tell you to just put on a false mask and people please so that other people don't get hurt. No, like real angelic guidance is going to tell you like, hey, be authentic, but at the same time, don't be rude, because like that's not good either. Then you're no better than the other person. You're no better than the situation. So we can come from a high place, but still be authentic. Like we could say, hey, it's totally okay, but at the same time, like this did really hurt me. This did really upset me. I did feel this way, but maybe we can talk about it and figure out something so that, you know, we don't come to this same place in the future. You know, maybe we could talk about that or whatever. That is like a high way of handling it. And it's also honoring yourself. And sometimes those things are really hard to do. So I'm sympathetic to that, because sometimes that's really hard to do. But that's like a much more better approach. But again, another light attribute of this is helping those in need with no expectation of return. So it's also this idea of like, oh, I want to help others, but I'm not expecting anything back. There is an aspect of that coming through. However, I did get a billion other messages there for the angel archetype, which, yeah, you heard me talk about. So hopefully that offered some form of insight through that card, because that's what I feel like the angelic guidance was coming through to say. It was a lot about allowing yourself to still be that high vibe, but at the same time still honoring yourself, because you also need to act as your own angel sometimes and honor your own inner emotions rather than ever oppressing them. So yeah, like what would you tell a best friend in that situation? Would you tell them like, oh, just people please, don't tell them how you really feel? No, you'd probably be telling them, no, you tell them how you feel. But at the same time, like it's important to still approach it from a higher place. So let's see any last guidance cards for you, any last oracle cards from Spirit. So we have, what are you holding on to that you need to let go of? Are you holding on to any anger, anything that you need to express? This is going to be important this month. We also have, what is taking up your time? Ooh, I feel like becoming aware of what's taking up your time and balancing out your time is going to be really positive for you this month. So what is taking up your time? What do you want to take up your time versus what do you want to maybe extract and get rid of from your schedule and allow less time for? Then we also have, take care of your rarity. Take care of your rarity. You are a rare, beautiful gem. Then we also have, don't come from a place of lack, come from a place of expansion. That is so important. It's time to come from a place of expansion. How can we expand more rather than come from a place of lack, rather than seeing like, ooh, this is not working out, or that's not where I want it to be. Rather than noticing that, rather ask yourself and notice, ooh, how can I expand this? How can I become more? How can I see more? What are the opportunities in front of me? So don't come from a place of lack, come from a place of expansion, because then life is going to be going in a more optimal direction. So those are the last few messages that Spirit wanted to leave us off with here today. That is your reading for the month of January, my group 3. So it looks like it's going to be a very exciting month, to say the least. And this angel energy coming through for you too. I really feel like your angels are with you and guiding you this month very strongly. And you might actually feel that intuitively this month, or you might be seeing angel numbers, for example. So angel numbers might be popping up in your life. And if so, you can always Google their meanings, because I'm not going to like go through all their meanings in this video, but you can always Google their meanings and read about what they say. So if you've been seeing repetitive numbers constantly, those are angel messages, or other messages might pop up, seeing wings, seeing things like that, are all kind of symbols and messages from Spirit, from angels, from guides. And those can be really important. So I feel like you're going to be seeing those this month, and don't ignore them if so, because they have meaning, they have purpose, they can be really enlightening. Perhaps you've already been seeing quite a few of them around. And yeah, that is your month of January. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I'm sending you all so much love as always. And until next time, bye. All right, my group number 4s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the month of January. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, my group 4s, beginning with your Astro Days. Let's see the month of January for you. So we have Mars in Aries in the 2nd house. Interesting, the 2nd house I believe came up for another group as well. But Mars is the planet of productivity, motivation, action, getting stuff done. Being in the 2nd house, the 2nd house is your material world. So it's your money, your finances, the things that you own, the investments that you have, the investments that you're planning and want to make, all kinds of stuff like that. So it's like business, career, all of that sort of energy. Mars really wants us to like be energized and take action. So that Mars being like the theme planet for you this month, I would not be surprised if you get really motivated to kind of put some sort of like effort into a new financial direction, especially being in Aries. Like this is a new beginning when it comes to your material world, or when it comes to your money or your investments. There could even be a new investment that you're very motivated to make, or a new action that you're excited to take when it comes to your finances or the things that you own and how you're approaching that. It can also talk about like career in ways of perhaps there's like a new career idea that you're thinking about that you really want to take action on, maybe a new project that you really want to take action on, or a new skill that you want to learn that you know is going to really like up level you in some way. There could also be like some sort of investment that you're thinking about that you really want to make, and this is a month of making progress towards that investment or towards your future in some way. So investing in your future, investing in yourself is really coming through. And let's see what else we have for you. So my group 4s, let's find out more about your month. We have truth coming out. Ooh, so this could be uncovering an internal truth, something that you want to find within yourself. If you're confused about anything, if you want to learn more about something, this is a month of finding those answers, finding out more about your particular direction, gaining clarity for what you desire. Also, truth can be if you've needed truth around any sort of situation. This is a card of bringing in that truth, discovering that truth. Also, if you felt like you've needed to express a certain truth this month, that's going to be coming out. So if you have felt like there's been something on your mind that you're like, ooh, I really need to express that. I really need to take action on that. You're going to be expressing more of that truth this month, opening up about what it is that you really think and feel in order for things to start moving forward. So let's see what else we get here. We also have the card of mastery, generosity, and divine wisdom. So with mastery coming through too, there could be a skill that you're actually really wanting to build or learn this month, especially since she has this sort of like, this almost looks like an instrument that she's holding right here. So this reminds me of you learning a certain skill and getting much better at it. Angel number 44 here is helping you build a more solid, secure foundation in your life. But I really feel like there's some sort of skill that you're wanting to build this month, that you're wanting to improve, that can help you kind of take things to the next level. So there could be some form of learning, something where you feel a little bit inefficient at, and you're like, oh, things would be so much easier, things would be so much better if I knew this information, or if I knew how to do this better, or if I could do this on my own, etc., etc. There could be things like that that you are realizing would be really beneficial for you to know. So it's going to be a month of skill building, getting the information that you need. We also have the card of generosity coming through. This could also be a month where I'm getting a message that other people are going to be very generous with you when it comes to helping you master something, when it comes to helping you learn something. People are also going to be really generous with you when it comes to like, if you're like, hey, how did you do this? Or how can I do that? Or what would be your advice? Like, I feel like you're going to have like really generous people around you that are really wanting to kind of like help you with your vision and the things that you might need to learn and uncover and figure out. And I'm also getting a message here that you're going to feel like this sense of gratitude around how things are unveiling for you. You're going to feel this sense of gratitude around how things are kind of coming together to help with your ability to move forward on those different goals that you have financially and materially in your life. We also have divine wisdom coming through as well. So again, the answers that you have been seeking, the answers that you have wanted to know in order to get more ahead, those are going to be coming through for you. So let's also go into our tarot cards here to get some more information on the month of January for you. Let's see what we get here. Ooh, that card just shot out of the deck. Let's see what it is. So we have the Six of Pentacles and it is in the reverse position. So a couple different things that I'm seeing here. Some of you are in a situation where you're kind of either not liking the financial constraints that you feel, and it's kind of like you feel limited by your financial situation. And this is a month of figuring out, okay, how am I going to make things work and feel more abundant? How am I going to take action in a way to where I can start fixing that imbalance? Because the Six of Pentacles being reversed can definitely talk about that we just feel imbalanced, or we want more independence when it comes to our finances. It can also be when we're wanting more like this energy of like, I can do it on my own, I can figure it out on my own, or the energy of expansion. So expanding within what's possible for you financially is definitely a theme coming up. For those of you that are wanting to create more balance there, I'm also hearing that this is a month of really looking at your spending versus saving habits, because the Six of Pentacles reverse can indicate that that area has been quite imbalanced for us. And maybe we're going to really start to look at, what are ways that I can fix that? What are ways I can take action and learn and master myself, master my impulses? So rather than me being overly generous when it comes to what I can afford, maybe it's like, maybe I need to either take more action to learn to make more and how to upkeep that, or at least finding ways that I can reap more rewards for the fruits of my labor. So I feel like that's going to be a big thing coming through. We also have the Emperor being reversed here. Yeah, it seems like there was things in your life that you felt maybe disappointed by, and there's big accomplishments that you probably want to make in your life, is something that I'm hearing. Is like there's some big visions and goals that you have, and you're kind of thinking and planning out, how do I make that happen? And Mars is that action, motivation energy, and Aries is like a new idea. So I really feel like this is the month where you're going to be taking a lot more action on these realizations, on these feelings, on these situations. You're going to be taking so much more action on them, and it's going to be new action. Whenever we take new action, we get new results. I do also think that you are going to be finding an idea that really resonates with you about how to begin achieving some of these goals that you have, and how to kind of find more balance in this area of your life. And let's see what else we get for you. We also have the Ace of Swords coming up as well. So making a new plan, implementing a new plan, getting all of the clarity and ideas that you need, all of the wisdom that you need in this area of your life. We also have Nine of Cups showing up for you, and it's in the reversed position. So this is sort of the culmination and the action towards fulfillment of a goal. The Nine of Cups is the wish card, and it's a card of receiving something that you wished for. When it's reversed, It's us taking action towards it and seeing, okay, the things that didn't work out for me before, or the things that maybe I now look back on and I regret. So such as the things where it's like, maybe we wished for something, then we spent our money on it, and then we looked back and we were like, did I really need that though? Did I really need that? Or it's like the things that we look back on and we're like, oh, I took that for granted and I didn't see the real value in it at the time. I didn't appreciate it at the time. You're going to be looking back at all those things and getting a lot of epiphanies and realizations about how you're wanting to change your life now in order to get in more alignment with creating the life that's going to feel more abundant, with creating a life that's going to feel more successful. And you're really gaining mastery over yourself, learning from the past in some really big ways that are going to help you change a lot of situations around in your life. And this is really the month of changing that. We also have King of Pentacles showing up in the reverse position here as well. And these eyes are giving me this message of insight, big epiphanies and realizations, and also being able to see things clearly. When King of Pentacles is reversed, he is striving towards his success, his foundation, his sense of security. So again, we have this message here that this month's theme for you is these realizations around how you're wanting to change your habits and patterns financially, how you're wanting to change your habits and patterns when it comes to your material possessions. Some of you also might be doing some sort of like declutter, kind of getting more into alignment when it comes to the future kind of vision that you're creating for yourself here, especially with this Ace of Swords. This is also the cutting away of things that no longer serve you, because Ace of Swords, it's like, I'm ready for a new beginning. Anything that no longer serves me, I'm cutting that out. So I'm cutting away bad habits. I'm cutting away, I almost see you going through like things that you're like subscribed to, or other things that you are unknowingly kind of like spending money on that you're like, you know what, why am I doing that? Why is my money going over there? And this is you cutting those things away in order to make more room in your life for more savings, for more kind of like flexibility, room, feeling a little bit more free in all of those areas. So that's really coming up as a theme as well. And let's see what else we get here for you, my group fours. Ooh, we have self-love coming up. This is such a beautiful card because it reminds us like the importance of self-love. So self-acceptance, self-care, compassion, vulnerability. There's ways of like nurturing yourself that can be so in alignment with, you know, your path. And I feel like this month is you kind of embracing more self-compassion, more vulnerability, more being open and honest. And through that openness and that honesty of being able to see yourself and where you're at, being able to look at all of those things from an honest perspective are going to really allow you to transform this month. The self-acceptance of where you are, and also the self-acceptance of realizing like, okay, well, I can also take new action. And this is really a month of taking new action. We also have the card of perspective, evaluate beliefs, bird's eye view, observe your reactions. That is an important card. So evaluating your beliefs is huge, evaluating what you believe to be true, because any story you tell yourself will literally play out in your reality. And whatever you tell yourself to be true will become your reality. So evaluating your beliefs about yourself, what's possible for you, what's available to you in the world, taking a bird's eye view to get a larger perspective this month on yourself, on anything that you are currently experiencing. And then also observing your reactions is so powerful. So observing your reactions when it comes to all different things in life, it helps us take a new approach. It helps us take new action because we become more aware of like, okay, what do I typically do? If I'm feeling negative, am I like overindulging in certain things that I end up regretting later? or et cetera, et cetera. Observing your reactions to things helps you transform and helps you change. And then we also have the card of change as the next one. It's the phoenix rising through the ashes, death and rebirth, transformation, new self or cycle, and releasing resistance. So the old you with the old habits are shedding. It's sort of like you are really kind of deconstructing the old you, kind of creating a new you, a new self with new perspectives, new goals, which I think is going to be really positive for you in how that's going to transform your life. I feel like a lot of you have been really motivated to make some changes and really motivated to create a life that just feels really good rather than one that makes you feel lack or scarcity or things like that. It's like there could be this deep motivation, like, I just want to feel good. I want to feel good about myself, bringing in self-love, the death and rebirth of an old you versus going into a new you, gaining a higher perspective on all things in your life. And let's see what else we get for you. We have the card of surrender coming up, letting go of things that you cannot control. This is, okay, an important message in this card, my group 4 is letting go of things you cannot control, and also at the same time, realizing that there are things that you can control, but most of us, here's a weird paradox. So many times us as humans, we try to control situations that are actually outside of our control, which ends up being frustrating. We end up having a lot of resistance around it. But then when it comes to the things that we do have control over, we tend to sacrifice our control over it because we think like, oh, I could just start tomorrow, or I could do that later, or I'll do that some other time. So the things that we do have control over, we have control over. Let me make a new decision financially for myself. Let me take different action here. Let me take different action when it comes to my diet or my exercise routine or the action that I take towards creating abundance. Let me take action on that. Let me do what I know I need to do. Let me take the action that I need to rise up higher. A lot of the times, we're not doing the action that we actually do have control over. So when this card comes up, this is time to surrender and let go of things that are outside of your control, such as trying to control other people, trying to control the results that you get from your current action rather than changing the action itself. So surrendering to those things that are outside of your control and instead taking back your control over the things that you do have control over. Excuse my voice. I have been having some crazy allergies lately. We're in the last leg of pregnancy here, and all sorts of body changes are happening. But anyway, we also have the card of withdrawal. So I do see that you are going to be dropping old habits, dropping old things that kind of have been holding you back and withdrawing from previous tendencies. Also taking time to rejuvenate, to relax, to gain the rest that you need. I'm also seeing that you might get called to cancel certain plans that you're like, oh, that's just not in alignment with me anymore because I have bigger things that I really want to focus on. I have big things that I really want to implement and do and change and shift in my life. So you might notice that this is a month where you get inspired to say no to certain plans, that you become a little bit more withdrawn and inwards, but it's because there's big things that you are doing, you know, besides your regular routine. So you're withdrawing yourself from some of your regular routine, some of your regular outings, some of the other types of things like that. And I just see you doing a lot of inner work and also taking a lot of physical action towards a certain goal that really requires all of you to be present. It requires time, right? And I just see you making time for that, carving time out of your schedule for that. And the next card that we're going to get is an archetype card, which is going to represent more of the archetype that you are stepping out of and the archetype that you are stepping into. I really feel like this first card wants to come out. I don't know why. So we have healer. I'm actually gonna get one more for you as well, but I was really feeling like that one wanted to come out. So this is a month where the healer archetype is gonna be something that you're stepping into. And then let's see what else we have over here. Okay, so let's start off with these ones and we're gonna end on the healer, okay? So the thief card as the first one here. The light attribute is sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Shadow attribute, stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers that you think you lack. So this card can talk about us wanting to find a quick way of achieving a goal. Or it can talk about us even feeling like our situation is caused by something external. So it could be like, for example, like, oh, I don't have what I desire in life because the opportunity was taken from me, or because of this situation, or because of that. It's like kind of almost blaming the external for thieving you of what you want. However, the story you tell yourself ends up being reflected in your reality, and realizing that all of your potential, you have unlimited potential that could literally never be stolen unless you just give your power away. And the way in which we give our power away is by saying like, oh, it's because of this thing that's external that is outside of my control, okay? Surrender and let go of the things that you cannot control, because we cannot control them, but there are things that you can control. And within the things that are within your power, you have unlimited potential to achieve what you desire. All of the tools that are within your power give you unlimited potential to manifest your desired reality. So stepping into the light attribute, which is sheds light on the potential wealth and inner potential that you have within you that could never be stolen. And you have unlimited potential within you that could never be stolen, because there's certain things that are within your power, which are your decisions, your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions. All of those are within your power and within your control. And you can start using those to tap into your unlimited potential. So that is a massive, 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 massive message for those of you. So if you did not pay attention to what was just said, go back and rewind like 4 minutes and re-listen to that whole thing when we went into the thief card, because that was a freaking powerful message. And I feel like that really needed to come through. So yes, and then look at, okay, this card literally has money on it. And a big theme of this reading was around money, which is interesting. Okay, anyway, prostitute card. Okay, light attributes accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Ooh, so it brings up that. Then the shadow attribute is places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Oh, so in what ways were we attaching our worthiness and our sense of self-love and our feeling of confidence to what we own and what we have and what we look like? Okay, so maybe perhaps in the past we actually attached our sense of worthiness. Maybe we attached like, oh, other people are going to think this of me if I'm wearing this types of clothes, so let me go spend my money on this so that it makes me feel more worthy, it makes me feel more blah, blah, blah. But those are all things that at the end of the day, it's like an external shell, but does not fix any way that we actually feel internally. So that's an interesting paradox, isn't it? Like, even if we have all the external things, if we actually don't address the internal feeling that we have of like self-worth, self-love, all those things, no matter what we shower ourselves with, it actually doesn't fill that void. So another thing that I feel like you're going to be learning this month is that your ability to achieve a sense of worthiness and also a sense of wealth, a sense of abundance in your life is actually going to come through your ability of self-worth. And actually, if you get into the psychology of manifesting money and the science of manifesting money, you will actually learn that self-worth is one of the most massive things, your own interpretation of your self-worth is tied to your ability to manifest money. That's a very interesting thing, right? Not a lot of us would know that. But yeah, your self-worth is very tied to that. So one thing that I also see that you're going to be shifting out of is this feeling like that you need to put on an appearance in order to feel worthy. You're going to be letting go of that. And you are going to be stepping into the light attribute of creating money and creating wealth and creating abundance for yourself and taking action towards it without having to negotiate the power of your spirit. And realizing that you can manifest what you desire without having to negotiate things that you don't want, without having to do things that you don't want. So when it comes to this belief, right? Because a lot of us, our beliefs create our reality, right? And some of us can end up, having a belief that says, I need to work really hard in order to make money. And, a lot of us struggle with that belief. I used to struggle with that belief. And the thing is that is a belief, because not everybody works really hard for their money, and other people can make it in ways of integrity, in positive ways where they're not overly straining themselves, and they make a lot, but they don't negotiate the power of their spirit. They create a belief system that works for them where they're like, I'm going to do what I love. I'm going to make an abundant amount of money doing it. And it's not going to feel like work to me because I'm going to be inspired and I'm going to love doing it. Then we're no longer being a slave to our money. We're no longer being a slave to those belief systems that don't serve us. We instead can step more into our power. Okay? So you're going to be learning a lot of realizations. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are learning about manifesting money this month or the psychology of that. I wouldn't be surprised, just because we have these coming up, like maybe. Oh, I would actually recommend, okay, here's a little recommendation for those of you that chose this pile. If you have not read this book already, go read it, because this is relevant. The book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It is one of the most famous money-making books ever written, and there's reasons why. And it talks about the ability of manifesting money and how belief systems create all of this. So all the things that we've been talking about, read that book if you have not yet. Then we also have the card of the healer. And this one, the light attribute, is passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. So I feel like you're going to be doing this on an internal level for yourself. There also might be an inspiration to do this for other people. The shadow attribute is taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself, which I feel like there might have been some form of like failing to care for yourself in certain ways. And if so, you're going to be stepping out of that archetype and realizing, I need to heal myself. I need to like pick things back up. I need to like fix whatever this is. And it's surrendering the things that are out of your control and then taking back your control of the things that you do have control over. Okay? And that is going to change around your situation so deeply, my group number 4s. It is wild. It is literally wild how deeply it's going to transform your life. The death and rebirth, the death of the old self, stepping into your power, the phoenix rising from the ashes, realizing that, okay, if you did feel like you were in the ashes for a little bit, here's the phoenix rising back out. And the phoenix is rising out because it's like, oh shit, you're awakening your inner power again by calling your power back, by surrendering the things that you do not have control over and stepping into the things that you do have control over and actually taking action on those things. Mars, this is the action planet, right? No wonder we had this big Mars energy coming out for you right off the bat. And this healer, you're stepping into healing yourself, healing those old wounds, healing those old patterns, and caring for yourself in the ways in which you've needed to care for yourself. You're stepping into that, okay? And then also the light attribute is wanting to help others in this way. So another inspiration that might come from this as you're healing yourself is also the desire to help others with all of this too. That might come up for you as well, as this desire for a bigger purpose that might birth from this inner healing that you're doing. So that's coming up. I'm going to restart my camera really quick just so that it doesn't cut out, and then we're going to get into some more. Okay. diving into the last little leg of our reading here, the messages from Spirit, the guidance that might want to come through from Spirit for you. Let's see what we get here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, and then some more just flew out right at me. So let's see what they are. So see it through to completion. This is about not giving up. See it through to completion. What are those things that you are going to make promises to yourself this month? It is time to see them through to completion. Remember that. That is the goal this month, seeing it through to completion. Then we also have, what would you tell the version of yourself from 3 minutes ago, 3 days ago, and 3 years ago? That is so important. So the realizations that you're already having, how much you've already grown just from 3 minutes ago, or even from 3 days ago, or from 3 years ago, what would you tell yourself? Take time to actually contemplate that, because that's where real growth and change comes from. And if you're going to be that person that does have the growth and change, this is one of the important questions to answer. This is such a powerful question. What would you tell the version of yourself from 3 minutes ago? What have you already learned in the past 3 minutes? And what would you tell yourself? Then what would you tell yourself from 3 days ago and 3 years ago? And then watch how those realizations about how much you've grown and how much you're always growing every minute, and then realize how much that can propel you in your future, how much that can literally change and alter your future by how much you're already growing right now, and embracing that growth, honoring that growth, seeing that growth, celebrating that growth, okay? Okay, next card we have is I am and always will be enough. Yes, 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 yes. I love that that one came up for you. I am and I always will be enough. Then we have the universe will never let you fail. The universe is literally always on your side. That's the thing. But we can let ourselves fail. Because again, those are the things that we have control over. We have control over whether or not we give up on something. We have control whether or not we continue to pursue something and find ways of overcoming and having breakthroughs. Mars is a planet of breakthroughs, and it breaks through obstacles. It doesn't let an obstacle stop it. Mars is like the warrior who's like, I'm gonna break down the wall, right? So all those limitations, Mars energy is like, let's break through. So the universe will never let you fail. Realize that that is all within your power. The universe will never let you fail as long as you continue. And you continue to move forward, you continue to take action. Then, even when it's not easy to forgive them anyway. So this could even be reflected towards the self, right? Even when it's difficult to forgive anyway. Because that frees you of the toxic emotion that we might be holding on to. A lot of the times when we don't forgive and we're still feeling that resentment, we're still feeling those heavy emotions, that's literally like carrying around a dark cloud with you all the time. Why do you want to do that? Of course we don't want to do that. That's harming us more than it's harming anyone else. So even when it's not easy, forgive them, forgive it, forgive yourself anyway. Forgive anyway, because that will liberate you. So those are the messages for your month of January. It looks like there's going to be a lot of realizations, which is going to help you literally step back into your power. This is literally the month of stepping back into your power. The fact that we have Mars in Aries, that's literally the planet in the zodiac sign, because Mars also rules Aries. Together, they are a freaking powerhouse of stepping into your power, stepping into your inner warrior. This is your month, my group fours, of stepping into your inner warrior to make change, to let go of all those things that you were trying to control that are outside of your control, that are causing all the frustrations anyway, because it's like we might as well let it go if we cannot control it. But there are things that we do have control over. So let's start stepping into that, because that will allow you to step into your power, okay? And change all of these things around, because this is such a big month. Phoenix rising from the ashes, literally stepping into your power. The fact that she's wearing red here on this card, the red is symbolizing your power and awakening your power. Your perspective is going to be shifting. The things that you're doing this month are literally going to be a catalyst of such significant change in your life, of achieving so much more success, seeing where success really comes from, and actually being able to create it fully. right? Like this is the catalyst. This is the beginning right here. And I could go off on all of the things right now, but this reading is going to end up being like 3 hours long, but there's so much I could say. But this is about to be a catalyst of something that's accumulating way in the bigger picture of your success. Okay? So this is going to be changing things around, getting to a big goal or dream, and releasing the resistance that has currently stopped those things from happening in your life, finding ways of calling your power back, of actually breaking through those previous limitations, having your breakthrough. Oh, I just love it. Such good energy. My group number 4s, this is such a change month. I hope that you feel inspired. Like, this should be something that inspires you, because this is like, damn, it's going to unlock so many doors for you. Literally so many. Start giving yourself credit for that. Start seeing your worth of that, because this is literally the catalyst that's going to unlock so much more. And maybe you don't quite see it yet, but more is going to happen and transpire because of this. So this is literally a catalyst happening in your life right now that is going to lead to so much more of unlocking what is truly within your grasp. It's unlocking your true potential. And one thing I want to say is, like, imagine yourself from like 10 years ago and what you thought was possible for you back then, or what you had available to you. You probably have unlocked so much more in your life now than where you used to be in previous years, and realize that you're already on a journey of unlocking so much more that it's going to blow your mind. It is literally going to blow your mind. So realize how much we actually change, how much we actually unlock as we continue going down our path, and you are about to unlock so much more. So again, I feel like I have so much to say for you. I don't know why. I keep talking because I just feel like there's more and more things to constantly say here, but I'm going to leave it off there. Just realize that this is like a catalyst month of unlocking so much more of your potential, which is going to help you manifest so many more good things into your life. This is literally like the month of shifting those things around. And even if you don't see it quite as dramatically as I'm describing it, just realize that this month is the catalyst. It's like that seed that gets planted that just grows more and more, like throughout time, and eventually blossoms into something bigger than you ever thought it could be. So that is the message that Spirit has been showing me for your month of January, and how January is going to be affecting the coming months and things like that, and the coming years in your life even, and how it's unlocking so much more for you because of these realizations and shifts that you're going through. I would highly recommend taking notes from this, by the way. I don't know why, I just feel like there was a lot of like golden little nuggets in here. And yeah, hopefully it offered some insight and all of that, and I am sending you so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video as always, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Bye!